Hey everybody, today we're going to be making a very easy no-knead bread. It's a beautiful loaf, it has a great crust on it, and we are going to be making some delicious honey butter with our Ferns V honey to go with it. This is an easy loaf. I don't think there's an easier loaf out there. Like I said, it's no knead, and we'll teach you exactly how I was taught at the restaurant. So to start, we need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, to that we're going to add 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going to give it a little stir. And then add 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. It does not matter if you use fast-acting yeast or instant yeast, whatever, just 1/4 teaspoon of yeast. Give that one little stir to combine all that. And to this, I'm going to add 1 1/2 cups of water. And I'm just going to gently combine this. Remember, I told you this is a no-knead bread. We're just getting this mixed around. It is going to be fairly sticky, and all I'm looking for it to do is combine into a dough. So, very basic dough ball kind of. Okay, almost there. That is just about it right there. All you need to do to it now is cover it with some plastic wrap or cling film and put it on a counter in a cool place. You don't want to sit it on top of the stove or the dishwasher or something, just somewhere cool and kind of out of the way, and just let it rest for 12 to 24 hours. I, of course, am not going to make you wait that long. We started a loaf yesterday, so we'll switch this out. Ta-da! That's what it looks like after it's sat. I think this one's gone about 24 hours now. So we're just going to remove the cling film. All right. And for this next step, you need a scraper. Makes it that much easier. We're going to heavily flour our surface. It was better when I sprinkled it, oh well. And I'm just going to plop this dough out. I don't know if you can see that. Onto the surface, just like that. Okay, all I'm gonna do now is just kind of fold it over onto itself each way, like that, and it makes a nice little ball. And then we just need a bowl. Oh, I already got it out. And we're going to line this with some parchment paper. There it goes down. Put a little flour in the bottom. Pick this up and plop it down in there. just plop it in the bowl. Sprinkle a little flour on. Okay. Now we're going to let this rest while we preheat our oven. We're going to preheat our oven to 500 degrees. And the trick here is you're going to put your cast iron Dutch oven into the oven and the lid, make sure that the handle is oven safe, and you're going to heat that up in the 500 degree oven. While that's in there, we're just going to put a piece of cling film over the top of this and let it rest until the oven and the Dutch oven is preheated. Cast iron crock pot is in, and it's going to preheat to 500 degrees. Alright, party people, screaming hot cast iron, to which we're going to plop in our dough, parchment and all. Try not to touch it. Grab it. We're going to put it back in the oven with the cover on for 30 minutes at 500 degrees, after which we're going to remove the cover and the lid and cook it for an additional 15 to 20 minutes to get the brown that we desire. While that bread is in the oven, we're going to start our delicious honey cinnamon butter. So we're going to put 2 cups of heavy whipping cream into our stand mixer. Now we're going to whip this into butter. And to do that, it's going to be about 3 to 4 minutes past our whipped cream stage. Alright, I want to show you we're at whipped cream. See? Nice soft whipped cream. So we're going to keep going for another 3 to 4 minutes. Alright, I wanted to show you. See, it's kind of chunky and starting to look like butter. That's because we're separating out the buttermilk from the butter right now. So it's not ready yet, but we're getting really close. So we're just going to keep beating it until you'll actually have chunks of butter and liquid buttermilk in the mixing bowl. This is one of those things that looks worse before it looks better. So you can see there's a lot of liquid in it now, so I'm going to scrape down the sides. I've been scraping down the sides every so often, periodically, just as this has been going. But you can see, I hope, that there's a lot of liquid in it now. So we're getting closer. I should say the big thing now is to try to keep the splashing down. You do need to whip it for a while, so I'm probably going to get a towel and put it over the bowl to catch that splatter, because it's going to get messy. Look at that butter, and you see a lot of buttermilk. Now, the way to tell with the towel over your machine is just listen, stay close. You don't want your machine to start walking all over the counter. And you'll hear, once it all like solidifies and comes together, you'll hear that as it bashes around your bowl. That's when you know you're good to stop. And now we're just going to pour off the buttermilk. So to pour off our buttermilk, buttermilk, I've put some cheesecloth over this little bowl here because I want to save our buttermilk and I want those little pieces that are still in there. Put it back in the bowl. Of course I dropped a whole side in. I'll use that buttermilk for another project. That'll be a different video. You can just put that in the freezer until you're ready to use it. Next step is to get some iced water. I'm going to take my iced water and I'm going to pour it in minus the ice cubes. Hold them back. Just a little bit at a time. So we're back to splashing. And I'm going to beat this until we get all the buttermilk out of the butter. So put our towel back over it, we'll turn it back on, and it's just going to keep mixing and beating, and we're going to get more and more buttermilk out. And we're going to have to repeat this process several times until we can tell it's just water because it's clear, there's no cloudiness at all to it. Alright, so we poured several rounds of iced water into the butter and whipped it until the water ran clear. We're just trying to rinse the buttermilk out of the butter because if you leave the buttermilk in there, it will cause your butter to go rancid. And you don't want that. So this gives it the longest shelf life possible. So now that that is done, can you still see the butter? Okay. Now we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients to flavor it.
Go.
All right, to flavor my butter, I'm gonna put in 2 teaspoons of confectioner's or powdered sugar. 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon powder. Okay. And you know I have a trick for you for this next one. Our beautiful honey we made at Burnsby with our bees. You need 1/4 cup of that. So what you do is you stick your measuring cup into some hot water, and then it'll dry really quickly. I'm gonna squeeze out 1/4 cup. It's so beautiful. Oh, you can smell it. It's so nice. All right, 1/4 cup. And then this should pour off because it's hot. That's my bread. So see, it takes just that much time. All right. And because I can, I'm gonna squirt in a little more honey. All right. Okay, that's locked. And now, oh, and a pinch of salt. Mix this together, whip it until smooth. Without the ice water, that's going to allow the chilled butter to get soft again, and that'll combine really nicely with all the ingredients. all whipped together, and it looks gorgeous and it smells amazing. Can't wait to put that on the bread. Okay, that is the beautiful finished honey butter. Doesn't that look amazing? I'm about to show you the bread. You guys, look at this loaf. That is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. The crack, the crust. I just need it to cool down for about 20 minutes and then we're gonna cut into it, and this is by far the hardest part. So while we wait, I wanna make sure you are aware that you can purchase our honey. We have one, and this is a 2-pound jar of honey. And all you have to do is go to our website at showmefernsby.com or Facebook, search up Fernsby or Show Me Fernsby, and you can purchase our honey there. Just send us a message. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. The bread is still warm, but I can handle it. That's the important thing. So I'm just gonna cut it. I'm so excited. Go through. You guys, look at that. Do you see that bread? Look at those little bubbles and air pockets. And do you hear this? Can you hear that crunch? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, a little warm still, but I think we just have to do it. And I have to cut. It's a little hot still. Just tearing up into it. I want to taste it so bad. All right, I'm gonna get some butter. That's a lot. Okay, put this on for my cameraman.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And this one for me.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh, that is so good. That honey really comes through in that butter. And that bread is so soft in the middle. Crunchy on the outside.
You guys have to try this.
It's so good.
Wow, that honey is intense.
Oh my gosh. You guys have to make this at home. So try it out and let us know what you think. Bye guys. And pick up some honey from Fernsby. Bye guys. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends.